Let's go Panthers 23, Bucs 20. If I told you at the start of the year the Panthers would be hosting a home playoff game, you'd lose your damn mind. Don't lie to me. Do not lie to me. I'm so proud of Bryce Young, man. Bryce Young won himself another year in Carolina. You're telling me Bryce Young isn't an NFL starter right now? His biggest critique is inconsistency. That's it. The only issue I have with Bryce Young is the consistency of his performances. He's had 4 games above an 100 passer rating this year and 4 games under a 65 passer rating this year. It's just too inconsistent. But overall, he's been really, really successful. As a third-year guy who people gave up on, Bryce Young has impressed everyone, and he's challenging the critics to retract their statements and watch the games. His passing stats are all relative to his passing attempts. He's 17th in passing attempts, 16th in passing touchdowns, 20th in pass yards. With more volume, Bryce Young could be a really good quarterback in the NFL. They just got to trust his arm a little bit more, and that comes with the consistency aspect. The playmaking gives you the most hope. Escaping pressure for a touchdown against the Bucs, that was elite football. And these are the raw facts. This is the first season Bryce Young has been given a realistic shot at the playoffs with a credible roster, and he's 8-6 leading his division. How can you give up on the guy right now? I'm not saying he's entering top 15 conversations, but at the end of the day, if you're seeing growth year over year from your young quarterback, you got to keep giving him opportunities, especially now that you have built the roster properly. And you know, I'd ask you, have the Panthers made it out of the mud? Like, is this the year that they finally change the narrative on this team and start looking like a consistent wild card division winning team? I think maybe. I think they've built this team properly, and they still have so far to go before they reach a Super Bowl. But this has been impressive from the Panthers, and I called this earlier on in the season. I said if they win 7 games, I wouldn't bat an eye. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. And they've won now 8. And they're in control of their own destiny in the playoffs, potentially playing a home game. That is wild. You have this young but explosive offense. You found your wide receiver 1 in the draft, Ted McMillan, likely hitting 1,000 yards. He's got 7 touchdowns on the season. Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard, in a league where the run game is being prioritized, have become an elite 1-2 punch. Bryce Young is taking steps forward, and the defense has been surprisingly solid this year. They're middle of the pack for sure, but understand where they are coming from. One of the worst defenses last year, now up to 20th or 15th in the NFL. That's a big jump. They have 8 wins already, and that is a grade A season for Carolina. You can't tell me otherwise. This has been a very impressive season from Bryce Young, this offense, and this defense. Overall, they should be extremely proud of themselves in Carolina. Big pat on the back for everybody. The Bucs, on the other hand, I mean, this is embarrassment. This is embarrassment at its finest. You talk about a guy like Baker Mayfield, who opened up the season ready to be the MVP. First 6 games of the year, cashed it in. I said, maybe Baker could be a dark horse MVP. Week 6, shit, I was ready to take this vacation early. I was like, give me the sunglasses, give me the bucket hat, give me the buttoned-up shirt, unbutton that, I'm going to the beach, I'm making my money off Baker. It's now week 16, week 17. I don't feel too confident. I don't feel too confident in that. Someone's going to get fired in Tampa Bay. Someone has to be blamed for the Bucs, because this is legitimately a huge embarrassment. To lose this division at any point with this roster is embarrassing. And there's 2 guys I'm looking at. Quarterback, head coach. The classic examples. But they're the ones you got to point to in this kind of situation, because the talent is there in Tampa Bay. Let's talk about Baker. Baker fell off people's radars. I'm looking at Baker to blame before anybody else. Because since Detroit in week 7, where he looked just terrible, turnovers, air-mailing receivers, just flat out missing his open guys, the Bucs are 2-7. They lost control of the division. He's averaged a 75.4 passer rating. On a full season scale, that would rank 31st among starting quarterbacks, only above J.J. McCarthy. And his touchdown to interception ratio since week 7 has been 11-7. I won't lie. Baker has played well enough to win some of these games, but he's not walking away from this free of blame because he hasn't been very good since the Bucs hit their stride in week 5 and 6. At the same time, Todd Bowles, this falls on you and the coaching staff. This has just been a complete and utter embarrassment. There's no other word that pops into my mind besides embarrassing. How does Bryce Young hit a deep shot on you with 10 seconds left in the first half to score a touchdown, just like Brady did in that conference championship game against the Packers? How has this offense fallen flat on its face since week 7, averaging 20.2 points per game, which would rank 26th on a full season scale? I know you've dealt with injuries. I know you've had guys in and out of the roster, but that is no excuse to lose this division. With the state of this division, with the Panthers, Falcons, and Saints all having mediocre years, how the hell do you lose control? That in itself screams fire somebody, change something. That's just unexplainable. It's just bad football, period. There's no way you should be losing this division at any point with the way that these teams look. And I give all my credit to Carolina. The Bucs are the far more talented team.